let's kind of rewind and go back to before I went to prison.
Okay.
So I had a lot of behavioral issues in the classroom. I know it was emotionally draining for you from elementary, middle school, all the way on. Tell me, how did that affect you? How did that impact you?
What else could I do? I wanted to make sure you had glasses. I wanted to make sure you could hear. But after you did everything within, as a parent you can do to try to help your child, it was draining. And it was draining. It was just emotionally draining. I think my faith carried me through, but the other thing was all the attention was on you, so therefore I had to put some of that attention to make sure Adrian didn't feel that he was neglected or he wasn't important. So if you have other children, that's on the back of your mind too. Making sure they're okay.
That's good, because that's a good point. So Adrian's my biological brother who grew up with me in the home.
Yeah.
And so big shout out to you, brother. But yeah, so it's good that you brought that up, because one child's behavior needs a lot of attention, demands a lot of attention, and it can impact the whole family. So that's a good takeaway from what you just said. Wow. So I look back at that video. I probably shot that maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I think about how I impacted my family growing up. But the biggest takeaway from this was how one child's behavior, whether it be conduct disorder, ADHD, autism, whatever it is, one child in the home can disrupt the dynamic of the family environment, the family relationship. And I did that. That home was disrupted by me because of my behavior in the classroom, at school, and sometimes in the community. And unfortunately, my path led me to prison. I served 5 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And as you can see, I definitely have changed just 180, just went a whole different direction with my life. But it did take that 5 years of incarceration for that to happen. The biggest takeaway, you guys, is I'm not alone. My mom is not alone. My parents, my family, my brother, they're not alone. There are hundreds of thousands of people across the world who suffer from one person in the home who disrupts the dynamics of the family environment, whether it's a father who is an alcoholic, or a child who has autism or Down syndrome, who needs lots of attention. One child, and we want to say that these children are innocent, they're sweet, and they can be versus a child who has ADHD or behavioral issues like myself. I still needed attention. I don't want you all to misunderstand what I'm saying. A child is a child. I disagree with that. We don't argue that. But a child who has mental health challenges, behavioral challenges, intellectual developmental disorders and challenges, a child needs specific, special attention. It may differ in those categories, but a child still needs specific attention, interventions, and however you want to put it, they need that special attention. And I needed special attention for my issues that I had as a child growing up. The point is, my behavior really impacted my home in a negative way. And I would like to tell you all, if you have a child who has behavioral issues like I once had, who is starting to go down the path that I once chose, I encourage you to go to the link in my bio. Go to the bio on my TikTok. There you will see a link that says my book. Order the book. You may not agree with everything that I put in there, but if that book triggers you, it's most likely meant for you to read. That book is a whole intervention for children to read with their parents. And that right there is also therapy. When you sit down, lay down at bedtime, it's bedtime, it's 8:30, we're going to read this book together, and we're going to process what we read every single night after we read. That's a whole intervention. That's why I wrote this book. For kids with behavioral issues like myself, may have ADHD and behavioral issues, can't sit still in the classroom, complete disruption. This book is for you.